வணக்கம் சார், தேவி சார்.
வணக்கம் வணக்கம் வணக்கம்.
Welcome Sanjay ji, welcome Neeru ji.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are waiting for other experts to join. We'll be starting shortly.
Thank you. Thank you to have me here. Thank you.
Neeruji, can you turn off your this screen? It's on presenting this PDF. We'll be sharing it from our end.
Hello.
Neeruji, can you please turn off your screen? It is on sharing. Please turn off that there is a presenting button. Neeruji, is it audible to you? Is ROB Chennai? Okay, welcome, Kamraj sir. Kamraj sir? Kamraj sir, is it audible to you? यार कामराज सर I'll request other participants to mute their mic. Shashikala ji.
Sir.
Okay, thank you. Sanjay Jamwaji, are you there with us?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Nirojini ma'am, Nirojini Bhatt ji, Nilza Lonko ji, are you there with us? Please check your mic. We are just starting. Nilza Lonko ji. So good morning and welcome everyone. I think we have got all our guests with us. Neha ma'am, is it audible to you also?
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Shall we start?
Chennai also present. She's present.
I am available.
We can start Abhishek.
Yes, ma'am.
Then mean that other people will join.
Good morning and welcome everyone. So we'll be starting now. Today's webinar, Press Information Bureau and Regional Outreach Bureau has organized the webinar today on Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat with a special focus on cuisines. As part of the EBSB initiative, the UT of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is paired with the state of Tamil Nadu. A series of webinars is being held every month in collaboration with the ROB and PIB Chennai. Today we have got with us an esteemed panel comprising of experts from various fields, from cuisines, from food and nutrition experts. I'm sure today's webinar will be an enriching experience to each one of us. We'll be taking a lot with us, some insights in cuisines of the states, so various regional specific cuisines. Now I would like to invite, may I now please request Neha Jalali ma'am. She is head Regional Outreach Bureau J&K and PIB, and ma'am has a very rich experience in the field of communication, as she has headed many organizations like DD News, All India Radio, and currently ROB and PIB Jammu. I welcome ma'am to tell us more about the day's agenda and share some words of wisdom. Over to you, ma'am.
Abhishek. Very much, everybody. Good afternoon already. Today's series of webinars that presentation and conducting on the Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat. The state of Tamil Nadu. Our colleague from the Tamil Nadu. Welcome you all. Shri Guru Sir, Kamra. From that, DG with us. Well, the esteemed
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Your voice is breaking in between.
Yeah. I hope it is better now.
Yes, it's fine now. Please carry on.
Right. So I welcome all the guests, the esteemed panel of guests today who have joined us for the webinar on Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat with special focus on cuisines of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh and Tamil Nadu. With the partner state of Tamil Nadu, we have been doing a series of webinars on Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, focusing on various cultural aspects, whether it is the music of the two states and union territories, or whether it's the dances, whether it's the tourism aspect, historical aspect, the handlooms and handicrafts, and various other things that we would be taking in the coming months. Today, with a special focus on cuisines or food, if we call, I would rather say that food is a celebration of life. Whether it is the family or it is the community, food is something that brings all of us together. It's not just the consumption of food or the preparation of food, but I think it's the whole celebration that is around it. It's the local flavors, the local spices, the way in which people sit and have food together. What makes it a real celebration? I think with this aspect in mind, the cuisines that are very different, especially if we talk about Jammu and Kashmir, the cuisines of the Dogra culture, the cuisines of the Kashmiri culture, whether it's the Kashmiri Pandits or the Kashmiri Muslims, and of course, then the cuisines of Ladakh. These are all various, there's a lot of difference in the way, even sometimes the same dish, the way it is cooked, there's a lot of difference in that also, primarily due to the spices. So we have a range of speakers here today, and my attempt has been to include specialists from each of these parts. Apart from this, of course, from Tamil Nadu, we have our guests who will be focusing on various cuisines, the flavors, the preparation, and the social practices that are around, the festivals that are around such kind of cuisines. So keeping all these things in mind, and I would also like to tell that Press Information Bureau and Regional Outreach Bureau have been doing a lot of other activities when it comes to Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat, the promotion of the local culture. So they have been conducting various programs, awareness programs. There have been exhibitions that we have been doing. The erstwhile Song and Drama Division, which is now a part of the Regional Outreach Bureau, has been spreading awareness about the folk dance, the folk music, the various practices, festivals that are that are around such kind of the dances and the music also. So as a whole, Regional Outreach Bureau has in fact been promoting the local culture in a variety of ways. This webinar is yet another step in this direction itself. And without wasting much of time, because I think it's a subject in which everybody would like to speak, but we have experts, a limited panel of experts. I welcome Shri Chandanji, who is lecturer, food production, IHM Chennai, Dr. Sanjay Jamwalji, dietitian and PhD in Dogra cuisines, Professor Neeru Sharma, who's chairman in NSS units and University of Jammu, Dr. Nirojini Bhatt, who also happens to have her superannuation today, I'm told, who's a food and nutrition expert and would be talking about the Kashmiri cuisines. Miss Nilza Wampo Longpo, traditional chef in Ladakh. Then we also have a few of our experts from the industry. We have Nikhil. We have Malvika ji, who's Nikhil is he's a representative from the industry and a chef himself. We have Malvika ji, who is assistant professor in Jammu University and is a food blogger, writes a lot about the street food. We have Lalit ji, who's been connected with us in previous webinars also. I welcome all of you to this webinar. We'll be having an interactive session towards the end also. I think the details will be given by Abhishek. So my welcome, and all our colleagues and senior officers from Chennai, I welcome you for today's webinar. Thank you very much. Abhishek, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for briefly telling about all our experts. And as we have got a lot of speakers with us, we have got an esteemed panel with us. So we'll have a very sticking to time limit. We'll be sticking to time limit. So now, without further ado, I would like to invite our DG sir from Press Information Bureau, Chennai. Sir, are you connected with us, sir? From PIB Chennai.
Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, DG sir, I think he's on some travel and there is some network issues.
Yes,
So
sir.
I request ADG ma'am to start with. In the meantime, DG sir has advised our ADG sir also. So I will speak to him and get him here.
Okay, right, sir. Right, sir.
Right? Okay.
So I think now I can start. Now we can start with we can start with our first expert. Our ADG ma'am will also not be able to join. She is in a meeting with the secretary right now. So now I would like to invite our first speaker, Shri Chandan. He is lecturer food production, IHM Chennai. He will be telling us about the cuisines in Tamil Nadu and how it is also linked with the socio-cultural aspect part of it. Like since the food and the local food practices are also an outcome of the climatic and society practices there. So he will be telling a lot about it. I would like to invite Chandanji to tell us more about it. Over to you, Chandanji.
Thank you, sir. Vanakkam, namaste, and good afternoon, everybody. I would like to thank to organizer for their kind invitation to speak about cuisine of Tamil Nadu. And I would like to say that it is well known that every country culture that symbolizes its heritage and the socio-cultural aspect of its ethnicity. Are unique and distinct due to the geographical location, environmental factors, food preference, religions, dietary laws, customary belief, and social grouping are some of the characteristics contributing to the description of a culture, while ethnicity is the affiliation with a race, people, or cultural group. All of these have shown to influence what we eat. So today, Tamil Nadu also, we are going to see that how cuisine of Tamil Nadu is divided. When we go through any cuisine, that what all types of regions are there. So in that Tamil Nadu, we can start with, we can divide that cuisine of Tamil Nadu in mainly in four regions.
Chandanji, we have your PPT with us. If you want to change the page, you can tell the computer person will be changing the page as per your
Okay.
instruction.
So, can I go to next slide now? Okay, so in that slide, that I have shown that those four regions. One is known as Cheras, second is Cholas, third one is Pandyas, and fourth one is Pallavas. So that that food has also a history. Through history, we get to know the food and how time to time changing. And some recipes are also means forgotten also. So when we talk about cheras, cheras are mainly in Kerala as well as in Tamil Nadu. There is one region which is known as Karur. Cholas, when we talk about Cholas, these are the and Trichy. And Pandian, these all are the region adjoining Madurai and parts of some Kerala also. And when we talk about Pallavas, so Pallavas are the region adjoining Kachipuram and Chennai. Four region we have divided the cuisine of Tamil Nadu. Can we go to the next slide? Yes. That when we talk about food, so food we just medicine, and food what we eat main motto of any food. So in Tamil Nadu also they have a great culture, and the way they cook, the way they follow that how to cook, that how to eat, when to eat. So those all things are written when we go through one of the greatest literature which is known as how to eat, what type of things they used to eat, what types of food, how they cook, what how they follow the recipe. So those all things are mentioned in those Sangam it is mentioned that about Aru Suwai. When we talk about Aru Suwai, Aru means thick, feel there are previous go to previous slide please. Previous slide please. No, previous slide. Yeah. So that 6 tastes of that in Tamil cuisine are sweet, salt, sour, and astringent. When they are also studying that cookbook, so they must have seen these 6 types of taste. So what I would like to say here, these 6 types of taste already we have described in our literature. But nowadays, what we do, we follow like cuisine from French or English cuisine. So in that book, we study that 6 types of taste. But already it is present in our that culture in our cuisine, and we follow that. That Sangam era culture has a recognizable delicacy, a particular set of cooking tradition also. That they use that mud pot to cook the food. And when they are using mud pot, so fuller mud, they used to make the vessels, and in that vessel they used to cook the food. So that
दिक्खना नी ते खल्लै करियै दिक्खी लै
it incorporate in their food, and then they used to have it. But, in Sangam literature, they have also mentioned that many spices, how to blend the spices, how to use the spices in food. They have also mentioned those kind of things, and then they use it in their cuisine. So today I am trying to show you that some spices, so that just give me a note that you can see. Can you see this spice? Abhishek? Abhishek sir?
Yes, please go. It's not visible, I think. Yeah.
Just give me nodding. Yeah, now.
I'm just.
This is called sambar masala. Is it visible now?
We'll have to turn off the sharing screen, I think. Then it will be visible. Yes. Now you can show.
Okay. Yeah, just have a look. From here. From here, just.
We'll have to turn down the camera.
Chandanji, I think you will have to either turn the direction of your camera or take your phone towards the thing that you intend to show.
Okay.
हाँ चंदन जी.
Now.
आपका हाँ. थोड़ा और नीचे करिए ना कैमरे का. हाँ. नहीं, it's not visible ऐसे.
Okay.
I think you can raise whatever you're trying to show.
What kind of spice is
camera.
this?
This is known as sambar masala.
Sambar masala, right.
Okay. Now I will show you one more spice.
No, the camera, it's not visible, na? Can you hold the jar straight? Yes, please hold the jar a little straight. We can, because it's transparent, we'll be able to see through also.
Is it okay,
ठीक है,
ma'am?
next. Yes, okay.
Nice. These all spices which frequently we use in their cuisine, and I will show you some utensils also.
This is for the
No?
idlis, I think, is it?
No, this is for one dish which is known as paniharam.
Okay.
So
Right.
we use to make paniharam in these utensils. Like when we used to put the batter.
Chandanji, I just have to make one more intervention because the light is coming from the other end. If you could stand on the other side of the and turn the direction of the camera. Yeah, because the light is coming, we are not able to see. Yes, and please keep the camera a little bit static.
Can you shape, ma'am?
Yes. Yes.
So if you see this vessel, so the batter we put it in this place,
Right.
and this that wooden stick which we use it to turn it up and down. So we
Right.
use little bit of oil, just apply it, put the batter and cook it. When you see these vessels, that's how utensils is important to cook any kind of dishes. So you can see the construction, the structure of the vessel also, that and the thickness of the metal also. We apply to the vessels be more and not so less also, so that that batter can cook properly. So this is for paniharam. I am trying to show so that students from Jammu and Kashmir, they can.
It's more or less like fried idli.
Okay. Like fried idli. Okay.
It's a kind of fried idli.
We can.
Okay.
We cannot say fried idli. Otherwise. And
It's
see, this
steamed,
one
I
is,
think.
can you see this dish?
Yes, sir. Dosa.
Dosa. Yeah, and when we are going to use some topping like onion or tomato, so it is also known as uttappam also. Dosa, it's a thin and long, and the this is your structure for dosa and long. And there are numerous types of dosa. You can find it in South India, in Chennai. More ingredients. All of you are not getting bored.
No,
We are
I
already-
think it is
we've already
turning
started.
into a delicious presentation.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I would like to say that to make a good idli, it's a little bit difficult task. I have worked in hotel also, and I was working in Hyatt Pune. So how we are going to make the idli? Idli, it looks simple, that it's idli only. But how to make batter, how you are going to keep it for fermentation, by what time you are going to keep it, how you are going to cook, these all things are very, very important. Idli is simple, but how
You
to
can
make,
have the
how to
camera
take
towards
care.
your own self now, Chandanji. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay, ma'am. No problem.
Yeah, it's good.
So that to make that idli also, like how we are going to make the batter, to cook it, then how much time you have to keep it for fermentation. Temperature is also very, very important. That's why when you are going to make idli in Jammu and Kashmir, you will not get that idli which you will find it in idli. So the temperature of Chennai is different and the temperature of different. In the same way, when we are going to try to cook mutton rogan josh in Tamil Nadu, yes. So this is the same. That's why we used to say that there is also talk like local. So that local ingredient which is available in your place, use it and cook it for your health also, and get it from that region. That taste you will not get it anywhere else. You are going to taste your idli, dosa, any cuisine related to any region, in that particular region, then you will enjoy the most. That I have experienced, and according to science also. Can I go to the next? Some more dishes. You can have a look. This is sambar.
Wait,
Can you
wait,
have a
wait. I'll
look?
stop. Yes, yes, it's
Yes,
visible.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is sambar. So our college is closed, but somehow I arranged some dishes so that students they can enjoy and have a look. Can I go to my presentation? Something. Can I go to my presentation?
Yes, you're playing it from here.
Someone take it. This. Open this vessel. Okay. Now, now I am going to again. Okay. Can I start?
Yes, please, Satyajit, and your camera is moving too much. Just adjust the camera so that we can see properly. Yeah. And your camera is moving too much. Yes.
Okay.
Please carry on.
Okay. Now I'm going to tell one more interesting thing about biryani. Uh,
Yes, Chandranji, go ahead.
okay.
I think the other mic is
Okay.
open. We will get it muted.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
So now I'm going to tell you one more thing about biryani. So in India, in each and every region, everyone is fascinated about biryani. And we studied, even I also studied that that biryani came from the Mughal. That's when Babur came. So that's what I study when Babur came, and when his cook was cooking for his food. So when Babur came from the battlefield, that time that shortage of ingredients were there. So that his cook, what he did, whatever left out rice, meat, some spices, he cooked all the things together. And he was thinking, if my dish is not will get cooked nicely, Babur will kill me. So that chef, he was in his that he was means murmuring, Babar Yani means Babar will kill me. Babar Yani, Babar will kill me. So when Babar came and he smelled the rice aroma which is coming from their kitchen, so he asked to his chef that what you have cooked today. So he that automatically he told that Babar Yani means Babar will kill me. So from Babar Yani it became biryani. So unsuru it means un means meat and suru means cooked rice. When they win their any battle, that time they used to cook that unsuru. That is, they used to say that biryani is came from Tamil Nadu, not from anywhere else. And in the same way, which we studied that French in French cuisine that course wise. In Sangam literature, it mentioned that they used to serve their food with course wise. And from Tamil Nadu, it went to European Union, and then they use it the serving food to the course wise. So that is also with us. And now I can share some traditional dishes that if you can see in slide. One is Kolkatai. So during Ganesh Chaturthi festival time, they used to prepare Kolkatai, which is rice flour cooked in that coconut milk. Second dish, which is known as Kool, Koozz, it is ragi porridge. It's they used to make it the drink with onion and rice ragi, and it's very good for health. That puttu, it is a steamed rice cake in a long vessel. That another dish is uluntu kanji, which is made up of urad dal and congee, which if you have visit a hotel, so we must have seen congee in breakfast, which is also known as cuisine from Western country. But congee, it is already present in our eat us, which is also known as uluntu kanji. That one dish is known as at kullu. That is also that ragi ball, which is very gives. So we have to talk about Sant Kavi Tiruvalluvar also. In Tirukular, he has written that you can go ahead, no problem. That if the about how we have to eat. So he told in his book that you have to eat when you have to digest your first food. Till the time you are not that your food is not digested, you cannot eat your food. So we can see that how either we can talk about civilization or talk about technology. The thing is, we need to bring it back now, and we have to do the marketing also, so that people can know that no, we already know these all things. So this is from my side for today. You can go to next slide. Yeah, Tiruvalluvar. That Tirukural, that I think the people from Tamil Nadu, if all the people they know what is Tirukural. Tirukular, it's like a poem, and in his poem he has written all poem he has written in 7 words only. So this is the that I can say that beauty of Tirukural, and in Tirukural also Sant Kavi Tiruvalluvar, he has mentioned that we can be healthy, and written that no medication is essential for him. What he has eaten has, and we have less time, so I think I'm taking more time. I will end my presentation. Thank you once again for giving me that opportunity
Thank
to
you.
speak
Thank you
about
very much.
cuisine
Thank
on
you very much, Chandraji. Thank you very much, Chandraji. It was a very beautiful and wonderful presentation. In fact, it turned into a delicious one. You had shared a lot of dishes in front of us, a lot of idli, dosa, and all those dishes. You also mentioned some of the vocal for local campaign about you linked with it also. So I found it very interesting, and I am sure audience also found it very delicious. Now I would like to move to our next speaker. May I now please request Sanjay Jamwalji. He is and he holds PhD, and
Yes, yes.
he will be telling us. He will be telling us about the cuisines prevalent in Jammu, some local cuisines, and also the socio-cultural aspect of it. Over to you, Sanjay Jamwalji.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning, good
Carry on.
morning. So, actually, just want to share my presentation.
Sanjay, your camera is, I think, it's hanging.
Come again. Hello.
Dr. Sanjay?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You want to convey something?
Am I audible?
Speak, Neha.
Yes, Dr. Sanjay,
Yes,
if
yes,
there's a
please.
presentation you could get us, we will be sharing
Yes,
it from
yes.
our end if it's working from your
Okay.
end.
Okay. So I have to share the presentation to you before.
Yes, you can
Your
send to
voice is not audible.
dfpjammu@gmail.com.
Okay. So
We'll
right.
get it shared from our end.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm trying to share it from here. So
Yeah, it's not getting shared, I think.
okay. So because
Am I audible to you? Am I audible?
yeah, you are very much.
Okay, it's visible. It's visible now, Dr.
In our
Sanjay. You
chat
can
box,
go ahead.
please share your presentation with us on that mail ID. We'll be running it from here. Meanwhile,
Okay.
Abhishek, I think we can take our next speaker and we'll come back to Dr. Sanjay.
Yeah.
There's some connective issues to Abhishek.
Yes.
But it's almost ready.
Abhishek, can you move to our next speaker? Dr. Neeru, Professor Neeru. Professor Neeru Sharma, are you there with us?
Yeah, okay. So, okay, now quickly I would like to move to our next speaker.
Very much
Okay,
here.
okay. I would like to invite our next speaker, Neeru Sharma ji. She is chairperson, campus NSS units.
But somehow my camera is not working. I don't understand why. So you can start sharing my screen. I'll introduce myself.
Okay, you have to click that present button to share your screen. It's on your screen.
I am doing it, but somehow it's not clicking. Okay, maybe I'll try. You can start presenting my video. I'll start from here. It's not, something is happening. It's not working. The camera is not working.
Yeah, I have shared my
Okay,
presentation.
I'll share it from our end.
I have shared my presentation on your email.
Well, I wonder why the camera is not working. So shall I start, or is Dr. Sanjay going to start?
See, I have sent my email, my presentation on your email ID. If you can see, and we can start with. Hello.
Neha ji, shall I start, or
I think Sanjay ji can go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, you
Because
got
I
my.
think
Neeru ji can
it will
send
be
the
an
thing.
overlap, mostly an overlap.
Okay, Sanjay ji can go ahead.
Yeah, I have sent my presentation to you. You got that right? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I have not got it yet.
Yeah, I have sent on a email ID. I'm telling you right away is PIB
You can start with your address. Yes, you can start.
Yeah, you can
This is
start
going
with
on
your
live
address.
also.
We'll just share in
Going live on YouTube
public.
also. So please start your address. Meanwhile, we'll be receiving your presentation and we'll be starting with the presentation. Please.
Okay. So good morning, everybody. So this is basically on a cuisine in Jammu and the social cultural linkages. Basically, Jammu region is rich in tradition and culture. Actually, if we talk about the food, is often used as a mean of retaining their culture identity. People from different culture backgrounds eat different foods in Jammu region. The areas in which families live and where their ancestors originated influence food likes and dislikes. These food preferences result in patterns of food choices within a culture or regional group. The role of food in a religious culture is an important part of showing respect among their communities, and many of these religions obey the religious commandments, hence the food is prepared in different ways. Beyond merely nourishing the body, what we eat and whom we eat can inspire the strengthen the bonds between individuals, communities, and even the country. Food is an important part of a culture of a region. It mirrors various recipes which our ancestors were familiar with, which foods they took, whom they ate with, whom cooked the food, and how they shared the food with other members of the community on important social and religious occasions and gatherings as well. So food culture of a religion tells us a lot about the culture and tradition. So for as Dogras are concerned, they live very simple life, hard life, and they are hardy and hardworking people. Most of the people in Dogar region live in villages where the life is not so easy as we have in a urban culture. They go to their fields early in the morning. And they return home quite tired and exhausted. But they don't know let hard life come in the way of their celebrations and enjoyment. They are fond of eating nutritious food and don't miss the occasions of taking products produced from wholesome grains, vegetables, or milk obtained from the cows or buffaloes. They usually rear. They take delight in taking milk and milk products such as dahi, matha, shas, lassi, ghee. So the Dogras have tradition of celebrating life by preparing delicious dishes on the joyous occasions of marriage, Munan, Namkaran ceremonies, etc. Food prepared and served on such times add color and vibrancies of lives and affords them opportunity to meet their friends and relatives. Food prepared and served on such time adds color and vibrancies to peoples and afford them to meet their friends and relatives. Not long ago, tasty food used to be cooked on the eve of function and celebrations in villages, even in other traditions and religious towns in a big copper vessels called saglas, where the food is cooked in a. Actually, see, hello, everybody can hear me.
Yes, Manjeet.
Yeah, so my presentation is with you. You got that or not?
Yes, we got it. We just saying it.
Yeah. Can you start with that?
Yes. Have you received it? Just 1 minute. This is
Yeah. Because it's better. Because if it goes with the presentation, because I have to show something there. And usually, meantime, I'll just tell you that with my hardcore 21 years of experience, chefs in different countries of the world, I've experienced that cooking is passion, patience, and persistence. And how much love you can put into a food that creates a beautiful dish which never has come with any kind of experience and any best chef in the world. How much love you put into a dish, how much happy you are, like in homes or houses when the old ladies they taste the food, they ask the ladies there, you are not happy today, that's why the food has not come up that much great. Shows that the happiness has come up with the taste. Whatever you prepare you have to be happy, then only the dish will come up. Whatever the ingredients never makes a difference in the food. We heard a lot of times, especially in a vegetarian cuisine, people used to say, like, we have to put this ingredients, that ingredients, that will, increase the taste of the particular dish. But with my experience, it's how much love you put into the dish, that creates a dish. Ingredients will overlap the dish. Say, as far as my experience, whenever you prepare vegetarian dish, if you put some hard masalas like garam masalas into a dish, that dish will dominate the taste of the main ingredients. Like, say, whatever the masala you have put, cinnamon, you have put cloves, you have put bay leaves, so that taste will come to that particular dish, not the actual taste of the dish. So if you have to have the taste of the original dish, then you don't have to put much masalas except your some garlic, oil, salt, pepper, and turmeric powder. That's it. We can't add all the garam masalas into a dish to enhance to increase the taste of the dish. That's how it is in the into vegetarian dishes. But as far as Jammu is concerned, in Jammu, see the food of the particular area depends upon the weather of that particular area. And my friend Chandar has very much explained in a better way that the water and the weather plays a very important role in when you prepare the dish in that particular region. When we prepare the world famous rajmas or guchi Jammu, so that will be quite different from the rajmas which we prepared in Delhi. Because why? The weather plays an important role. The water of that particular region plays a water role. Hello.
Sanjay ji, we have started sharing the screen and your presentation is also there with us. I hope.
Yeah, sir. Please go to slide number 3.
Slide number 3. Third slide.
Yeah. So now see, this is the marriage culture, and the culture of Jammu and Kashmir. The Dogras have tradition of celebrating life by preparing delicious dishes, which we used to prepare on the the cooking equipment in Dogras community is that they dig the land, and we make the space there, and we burn the wood over there to cook the food on that copper vessels. I'll show you in the food prepared and served on such add colors, vibrancy of lives, afford them opportunity to meet their friends and relatives. So this is the culture. When you see the lady standing over there, this is the tradition of when the girl getting married in the Dogra culture. And the second, if you can see, that peoples are carrying is called pankulins, and we used to call it dolis. That girls will go to their their maternal house by this pankulas. And the Munan ceremonies which we happens to have in Dogra cultures, after 1 year the boy has to cut their hairs at their traditional places or their local deities over there, and they prepare the different dishes on those Munan ceremonies. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the traditional way of cooking food in Dogra culture. See that these metal vessels are there. So see, we have a very important thing here is when you cook the food in a copper vessels, the aroma will get increased, and this is the slow cooking. It's just not like a plastic ranger we used to cook food in the hotels where you cook the mutton in a half an hour. But here, if we cook a meat, it will take another 3 months, 3 hours to cook, because this is a slow cooking, and the taste will be much better than the any other dish prepared in a 5-star hotel even. This is the traditional base, and food prepared and served on the color vibrancy lives afford them to opportunity to meet their friends and relatives. Not long ago, tasty food used to cook on the eve of function and celebrations in villages, towns, in big copper vessels called saglas. So the metal, the utensil in which the food is cooked in Dogra culture is called saglas. You can see it here. Yeah. So big copper vessels, and in Dogra cultures, traditionally, your rajmas, your rice, your chana ki dal, your ma madra, all these ingredients, all these dishes are cooked in a saglas. As happened in many hilly areas, even now, many days before the functions, the youth and elders of the villages would conveys to the home where the function was to held to cut the wood as to use as a fuel, and they make it as a function called. So I was telling you that see in a Dogra culture, say whenever we have a marriage of a girl girl or boy in a particular house, the people get gathered there. They cut the wood in a long big hive so that they can use that wood in that particular day to cook the food. And this particular time is called as Bernalia. Next slide, please. So these are sagla, as I told you. On the day of function, they would dig dan. Dan is a equipment used for a cooking. So you can see they have dig the mud, and they have make the space where they can lay down the this is a wood and to cook the food on top of it. So they cook rajmas, red kidney beans, rajmas, pulses, and big iron prepare used ambal. Ambal is also a traditional dish which is used in all the occasions of Dogra culture. So this ambal is made out of pumpkin, tamarind, and jaggery with the traces of fenugreek leaves. So instead of cooking burning coal in the hot mustard oil, apply rajma, and they prepare the rajmas. So they give tuni to rajmas. In what they do is they prepare the rajmas first, and what they do is they put a charcoal in the pot, and that pot they put into rajmas, and they put mustard oil on top of it, and they close it for the 10-15 minutes, and that flames go inside the rajmas, and you can after cooking that you can taste that smoking flavor of that rajmas, which is the tradition of Dogra culture. Next slide, please. And the Syan is basically a guy who cooks food. Yet his dress is different. He wears just a dhoti and one undershirt, and he is just like, see, nowadays after COVID, we people are so hygienic. We are thinking about the HACCP, that is hazards analysis critical control points, in terms of hygienic in the kitchens. But now if we talk about the food which is cooked by our ancestors or the peoples, the tradition of Dogra cultures, they are so hygienic, so that nobody can handle that kitchen equipments except that Syans, because he's hygienic. He's wearing dhoti and just undershirt, that even others, nobody can touch that utensils. You have to wear that dhoti and that undershirt, and then only you can able to touch that utensil, so you can understand how hygienic these peoples are. Sorry, what? So these were a large number of favorite dishes gone by, gradually vanishing and being replaced by fast foods like Chinese, your momos, your chow meins, your pastas, your pizzas, your burgers. So, and we have a one more dish is called is kimb. Kimb is also one of the traditional dishes of Dogra cultures, where it's called citrus medica. Where yes, please. Anybody want to say something?
No, please carry on.
Okay. Yeah. So here also we give to that citrus medica. We cut into different pieces, and then we apply some sauce to it, and we give duri to it also. As I explained, that we put charcoal, and then we put mustard oil on top of it, and we close it for a while, and we keep it for 5 minutes, and the flavors will go deep into the ingredient, and whenever you have that particular dish, you feel the the flavor of that duni. And shasha is also basically chutney which is made out of mango. Is called.
Sorry to interrupt, Sanjay ji, I would request you to be a little brief. We have time constraint, so we'll have to wind
Just give me 5 minutes more. I'll complete it. Give me 5 minutes more. I'll complete it. Next slide, please. So, yeah, now it's the summer more is dal da madara is also a famous dish of Jammu region as well as Himachal. A famous dish is eagerly released where there's a lot of charm and modern generation these days. Soon prepared in desi ghee used to sent by the parents to their pregnant married daughter. The parents who would cook khamiras and paturas from fermented dough by sagarnas, suchiya sent by their daughters and relatives on the auspicious occasions, and rakshabandhans by those in a big bamboo basket called bukharas. So here we have the dishes, photographs of first Ma Madra, Sund, Babru, and then Bakharas. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. So Tircholi and Puga Bharat. Puga made from Seul, Alsi, and on Masakranti was prepared khichdi, where all the family member used to eat together on the auspicious occasions. Babrus, rotis were prepared. These days, food is cooked on a steel tub or LPG, and larger number of species are added, which make the food indigestible. Even at home, dal was cooked in a clay pots locally called kunis. Wooden fuel are over the slow fire. But is the unique and what is the food which is cooked on the wooden blocks is give a better taste and aroma to the food. Next slide, please. So yeah, so makki ka toda and sarson ka saag used to be a staple food in Dogra culture, especially during winter, but it's less popular. The younger generation today is made from a maize flour obtained from water mills called karats. So before the makki ka roti was, the flour of atta was, savored with the lassi. It was when we process that maize, it is under the local garats which runs on the water. So lassi is also the main dish which the beverage of Dogra culture, which they used to take before the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So next slide, please. See, now this is a few of the pictures of Dogra culture and some of the ingredients also. This is chulla, which is the first is chul, which is used to in villages to cook their food. Second is the Dogri songs called Dogri Pak, Kemp Duniwala, and the black dish is called khata meat. Then we have mani, that is made out of mango. This is again kimb. Next slide, please. This is some of the main ingredients of Dogra cultures in terms of vegetables. Katsod is called fern stalks. Guchi, this is world famous ingredients, and I don't think we find anywhere in the world except Iran. So the third is ambla sag, fourth is gargal, fifth is called karsod, and katad, and then we have mongra. So these were some of the ingredients in Dogra culture, and we have this ingredients mainly used in the preparation of Dogra food. Next slide, please. So this is the actually the main, whenever there is any celebration or occasion, the food is served on these leaves, and that katoris are also, the bowls are also made out of these leaves, and food is served on this is called pattal, and the bowls is called dunas. And this is some of the marriage, the ornaments the girl used to wear at the time of her marriage. Next slide. Yeah, thank you so much. That's all from my side. Thank you to have me here and giving me an opportunity to speak on that.
Thank you, Sanjay ji, for that wonderful presentation. With lot of illustrations, you explained to the audience about the regional cuisines and Jammu specific cuisines. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Okay, now may I now please request Neeru Sharma ji to kindly address with the PPT.
You'll be playing the PPT. So good afternoon.
Yes.
I'm Neeru Sharma. I teach in University of Jammu, basically from the field of home science, but my specialization is human development. So at the cost of repeating what Sanjay ji has already told you, but from a developmental perspective. Developmental means the age span perspective. So as Sanjay ji has already told you, may I have the video, please? Sorry, PPT, please. May I have the PPT, please?
Yes, we are trying to play.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Yeah. So whenever I do research, we are usually doing research on children and adolescents and all age spans. So food is an important part of our research, culture also, and traditions also, and it reflects our sense and sensibilities also. Is that our ancestors have developed all these food items over a period of time, and it can never go wrong if we stick to our traditional foods and cuisines. But we have somehow forgotten how to cook, what not to cook with what, and all these combinations, dangerous combinations we are making, and landing into trouble, diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and all. Our ancestors never used to have such problems as we are having now, and the frequency is so high. So from that developmental perspective and from the perspective of child development, I would like to make my presentation. So the first stage is, didn't know where to start from. So birth looked better. I started from birth. Ceremony called Rita in our Dogri culture. Yeah. Since the photographs are from Google, so Sanjay ji and mine are somehow overlapping, and some are. Rita, in this Rita function, the pregnancy. Am I audible, please?
Randhawa ji, can you mute the mic?
Next slide. Please mute other mics.
I'll request
So
the
these are my
participant to
family
mute their
photos
mic.
and pictures credits are to Google and my family. Pregnancy and childbirth. These are the two things that are related to pregnancy and childbirth. Sanjay ji already told you about them. Sund, which are dry fruits cooked in clarified butter with ginger powder. Stop with that. First slide, please. Okay, with desiccated coconut and poppy seeds and vegetable seeds. When the woman is pregnant, Ada is given to her, which is sund boiled in milk, or the dry fruits boiled in milk. So after that, please switch off your mics.
Randhawa ji, can you please mute your mic? Okay, Neeru ji, please go ahead.
It's not a slideshow. Why is it not a slideshow? So after that, in the 8th month of pregnancy, I told you, next slide, that there's a Rite ceremony where a linda, it's a big basket of all goodies and delicacies which is sent to the girl's house by the parents. And this is like boiled lentils, pakoras or fritters of many varieties, dahi balla, papads of various types, bhaturas, puris, khamiras, and whatever they can afford, along with sund and other gifts groom's family or the in-laws family of the daughter. Next. At the birth of the child, the child is given gurti or a pre-lacteal food in the form of honey with a tulsi stick. The bua or the father's sister usually writes an om on the tongue of the newborn. The mother is usually expected to observe 7 fasts or 5 fasts, depending on whether it is a son or a daughter or as per the lineage conventions. And she is only given sund or kada. Then on the Namkaran ceremony or Sutra as we call it, Gomutra, Gutra or cow's urine is given to the mother and the child to purify them after they are bathed in the water or Ganga Jal, water with Ganga Jal. They are believed to have now become pure, and Sutra is a thread, a cotton thread worn in the neck of the mother and child given by mother's parents' family. And the dham, or as Sanjay ji has already told you, is cooked for the relatives and family. Next. Then there is a Mundan ceremony. These are pics from my own family. At odd years, 1, 3 or 5, the ceremony of Mundan or Chudakaran or removal of hair for boys, mostly, and in certain clans for girls is performed. And again, the dham is cooked for the relatives and friends. Next. Jamni or birthday. Birthday is also called Jamni, where a puja is performed. Because of our traditions, it was mostly performed for the sons only, but now it is being performed for the daughters. On this occasion, whoever comes, besides dham, soaked black gram and babru. These are fried leavened bread cooked out of wheat flour mixed with jaggery. These are given to the relatives and neighbors. Next. Marriage ceremony has different ceremonies. Sant is a ceremony which is performed before marriage, where the boy, the groom and the bride to be are bathed in herbs and water and Gangajal, and puja is performed. After that, the marriage function is 2 ways, the groom side and the bride side. It is called the Bharat. From the groom side, it is Bharat, and from the bride side, it is the reception of Bharat. Which is reception at groom's house is called Tab, and reception at girl's house is called Bharat. So previously there was dham again, which was cooked, but now newer versions of food have been added like dosa, vada, idli, sambar, coconut chutney, potato patties, Italian dishes, Chinese dishes. Next. Please. Dogri dham, as Sanjay ji has already told you, it's in our culture, it is cooked without onion or garlic, since it has to be served to God first, eaten on leaf plates and bowls called dune and patle, very eco-friendly. The ingredients are boiled rice, rajma or kidney beans, ambal, sweet and sour pumpkin, madra, black dal cooked in curd, chana dal, those are washed grams, meethe chol, that is sweet rice cooked with dry fruits, bhaturas, these are fried wheat bread cooked from leavened flour, oria, potatoes cooked in curd and rye. I heard in a program on television, I heard Dr. Pushpesh Pant talk about Dogra cuisine, and he said there is not much about it. But I'm surprised to find the variety in it. Nobody has worked on it. I'm happy that Sanjay is working as in the ferns and ferns in residency, and he must be trying this Dogra cuisine in different manners. Yeah, ambal is really salivating. Yesterday I cooked it and we all just licked it. So oria is also a very tasty dish. And though I don't like it, but it is a very tasty dish. All my cousins all over the, wherever they are in the world, they have learned to cook all these dishes, and they make them in their parties. Next. This is the daan Sanjay ji was also talking about. It is dug out of mud
And after the thing is over, it is leveled and it becomes more fertile because of all the wood that has burned there, and totally eco-friendly. The saglas are made of metals which are healthy, and the kadais are made of metals like iron. So everything is done in a very eco-friendly and healthy manner. Next. The process of cooking is also slow cooking, and which makes the food more healthier. And there are no gas chullas, so no wastage of resources. The wood is also that which is all ready for cutting. It is not crazy cutting of trees. So the food has a smoky flavor when it is cooked, the smokiness which the whole world is now liking. Next. Next. This is one of the dish, kayur, which is the ceremonial food, especially during marriage function of sant and reception of groom by the bride sister. It also establishes the relationship between the jija and sali, the joking relationship between the groom and the bride sister. And it's a very simple dish made of salted maida or refined flour and batter. The batter has to be of the thickness of a pouring consistency, cooked in a kadai, which is a flat kadai or a tavi we call it. And it's very crispy, cooked on one side and served with this curd and sugar. Next. So there are some must-haves in seasons and reasons.
Sorry to interrupt in between. Neeruji, I'll request you to be brief. Actually, we are very
okay. Now I'll just move through things.
Slides are there, so just request.
It's just pics. Yeah. Then there is this gulera, which is sent with the everyone can read. So gulera. Next. Sasad root, again sent with the marriage ceremony. Next. Actually, the previous ones were so excited, they took much time. Kim, already, next, please. Kim, already described. Next. This is the wedding return gift or khurma. It's a sweet meat. Next. Then chille and chiroliyan. This is a special vessel for making this chiroliyan, what we call a crisscross roti. Next. Next. Kaladi is a fermented, please up. This is the speciality of Jammu. It's made in hilly regions, maybe Indo-Greek civilization left over. It's a cheese which is patted and then we eat it. Only Jammuites know how to cook it and the taste is liked by Jammu only. Next. Root, it's again a sweet roti made of jaggery and wheat. Used in our it's used in our religious functions. Suttu puttu, these are also made of wheat and jaggery. So look at the ingredients, nothing refined, all whole wheats. Next, kachalu, it's a very colocasia, boiled colocasia, made in chutney and smoked. Very tasty. Again, only in Jammu you will find it. Next. So there are a number of fasts that the women of Jammu keep. I think they eat hardly for a week or so in the whole of the year. Rest of the year, they are all weekly, monthly celebrating fast. There is next. Bach Dua and next, please. There is Bach Dua and Drubdi. For the lineage, the married women observe it and they worship their cows and cattle. Next. Then there is Janmashtami, birth of this fasting food is there. Next. And then in some families, Meri, Dropad, Pude, rice, kheer, etc. are cooked and sent to daughters' homes. Next. Shivratri is celebrated and for some it is a complete fast, for others they make these shivlings and keep it in their grain baskets for the year. Next. Then there are some festivals. Next, please move. Diwali, again ceremonial food. Rakhi, Raksha Bandhan or Tikka, again ceremonial foods are cooked. Next, Lohri, again ceremonials of foods are cooked and and till are used. Makar Sankranti, next, Mash Dal Khichdi is cooked. Dhanwad, Dogrich, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Dhanyawad
you
in
very much.
Hindi.
Thank you very much,
So I
Neeru
had
ji.
to skip. I had to skip
Yeah, I know it.
to show my
We were
culture. It
running
is my
short
passion.
of
It is my
right.
passion.
We were running short of time. Otherwise, I really wanted to see more of it. The PPT was very illustrative, detailed, and comprehensively covered. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, okay. Now, may I now please request our next speaker, Dr. Nirojini Bhatt. She is a food and nutrition expert, and she'll be telling us about the Kashmir cuisines. Uh, Nirojini ji. Nirojini ji, are you there with us?
Nirojini ji, your mic is mute. नमस्कार निरोजनी जी, आपका माइक म्यूट है.
Good morning and namaskar to everybody. And I think thank you, Neha, for giving me an opportunity to speak about Kashmir, the Kashmiri cuisine. I'm a nutritionist by profession and around 38 years of teaching in the field of home science. And being a founder member of the Kashmir University of Science. I have made a very brief presentation because when I saw the time, I made a very brief presentation. And because there's such a lot of things that can be talked about Kashmir. So can I have my presentation, please? I think I've shared my presentation.
Yeah, we're just checking Nirojini.
Actually, I think I'll start in the meantime. When we talk of state of J&K, till recent times, we had three regions in our included, that's Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. And because of these three regions, there was very different, and these three regions are culturally very different. So impact of one region on other region can be seen in the food habits. And we say Kashmir or J&K is a mini India because there is a diverse cultures in it. And there is, besides that, there is a not only cultural differences, there is a climatic differences also. And because of these climatic differences, there is a difference in the eating pattern of all the three regions. I'll be speaking about the Kashmir. I think my PPT is not shared yet.
Yes, I'm getting it shared now.
Yeah, it's just been played. Just another half a minute.
Next. First slide, please.
Okay, is it visible now?
Yeah, yeah. Can't we have a slideshow of this?
Yes, we just.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
trying that. I'm trying that.
Is it?
Okay, now I think it's.
About, should I start?
Yes, please start.
Talking about Kashmir, it has a season that is Mediterranean type of climate, and the season is clearly divided into 4 seasons. And because of these 4 different seasons, there is it has been making an effect on the food habits, and habits are affected by the availability. So depending on the availability of the foods, the habits have been developed, and in every community these habits change. So besides the climate and demographic impact, we also have the influence of many other cultures on our food habits. That especially We have Iranian effect, we have Afghan effect, Central Asian effect, and even the British. Cultures have impacted our food habits and cuisines.
Yeah, Abhishek, I think you run it from your end only.
Should I run it from my laptop?
No, I think just one second. It's because I think it's hanging. The computer is hanging. So I think Abhishek, if you run it from your end, that would be better.
Yeah.
Okay, next slide, please. As I said, it's influenced by several cultures like Iranian culture, Afghan, Central Asia, and British, other than the Indian culture. And it is a blend of many cultures, but it has its own identity. Fine, beautiful, and full of rituals. And there are two predominant cooking styles. One is Muslim community cooking, and then other is the Kashmiri Pandit cooking. And these skills of cooking have been developed through ages. And it has Kashmir food is unique in its own self. So when you talk of this Kashmir food, it has altogether a different flavor and texture. Then we have, next slide.
Move the slide, Abhishek.
Yes. Kashmiris are predominantly meat eaters, whether it's whether it's Hindus or Muslims. Muslims as such are, but Kashmiri Hindus, who are called as Kashmiri Pandits, are meat eaters. And meat is the choice. And in the meat, the choice is mutton. But along with mutton, they also consume fish, fowl, and duck. These are flying ducks, which are consumed by Kashmiri Pandits too. Is rice. That is the staple food is rice. That it becomes the main base of the plate on which different preparations are laid out. Rice and mutton preparations. We also consume a lot of vegetables because there are a lot of green leafy vegetables that grow in Kashmir. And there are certain which are unique to the Kashmir. And Kashmiris, wherever they have moved, they have tried to procure them, grow them in their own gardens, and manage to somehow cook them at their kitchen because that makes them feel more homely. So besides green leafy vegetables, a lot of roots and tubers are consumed and other vegetables. And to highlight here, I would like to add that it's not only the fresh vegetables that are consumed with the Kashmiris. Kashmiris also consume dried vegetables, which are done at home level as well as they're available commercially in the market because we all have developed a taste for these foods. Now, I'll be going on to these foods in the next slide. I'm just talking about the main things. Besides rice, mutton, and vegetables, which are in a daily routine diet, curd is a must. Being from a colder environment, colder place, Kashmiri does not miss a curd in their diet, whether it's a morning meal, that's a lunch, or a dinner. So curd is a must. Restrictions made with the curd. If a person is having a cold also, he puts curd in the warm rice and has it. Usually we say curd should not be consumed when there is a cold or when a person has cough. But Kashmiris are consuming curd irrespective of any health problems or any issues, or whether it's a hot weather or cold weather. Then besides it, as I said, we are consuming vegetables. It's both the fresh and dried. We are also using, Kashmiris also consume a lot of fruits. And usually foods are, in most of the regions, that they are preferred or relished when they are fresh. But Kashmiris enjoy cooking different fruits also, like apple is a delicacy, and especially the raw, the sour apple is made into different preparations, and it's combined with different vegetables to give it an extra punch to the food. So the diet, when we talk of the food habits, so Kashmiris are rice eaters, meat eaters. They have a lot of vegetables, especially the greens. Curd is a must. Milk is not that much consumed, but instead, cottage cheese when is also consumed in a good quantity. And in case of Kashmiri Pandits who forbid taking these on certain days, they consume cottage cheese on those days. So it's either the mutton or it is the cottage cheese that is consumed. The vegetables that are usually consumed in the valley, there are remarkable amount of vegetables available. I put some here. The nolkol is highly liked and it forms a part of daily routine diet. Besides nolkol, which is also called as kadam, nolkol is not available only in Kashmir, but Kashmiri consume it with the green leaves. In rest of the India, like I have gone to the South India, like Karnataka or in Pune, Maharashtra, it is available as only the bud is available, but not the leaves. So if a Kashmiri is buying it, so he tells the shop, they just hold on to the leaves because we love to have leaves. Besides it, we have a special palak which Kashmiri consume. Usually palak is available everywhere in India, but Kashmiri palak is different, which is called as a chirvi palak, or it's a 3-loaf palak which we consume. So it has less of oxalates and tannins, oxalates. So it does not make it that pungentness of it is less. So this palak is incorporated in anything like meat, turnips, radish, lotus stem, peas, anything that is combined and had. Another delicacy very known to the Kashmiri is lotus stem, or we call it as nadru. Nadru is a vegetable which is relished by Kashmiris, and there are different varieties which are prepared from it. It can be in a red gravy, it can be in a yellow gravy, it can be sour nadru, it can be in the form of a white gravy like a yakni. So it forms a part of that, and it's also combined with a very famous dish which we Kashmiri Pandits especially prepare is nadir gard. That is nadru or lotus stem with fresh water fish that is prepared, and this is specially prepared during the period of Shivratri, that is the Herat. So I'll be highlighting on this in the next slide. Then a very important, just a previous slide, please. We have another thing that is haq. The first slide, previous slide. A green leafy that is consumed. I'm not able to use the pointer. Another picture. It's a collads which are consumed. And to tell the audience that this green leafy haq is available throughout the season, and the variety changes. Sometimes it's the big leaves, sometimes it's the tender leaves, sometimes it's with the stems that are consumed, and as the season changes, the taste of this haq also keeps on changing, and during the winters it is more sweeter in taste than what is in the summer. Next slide. Kashmiri cooking is different from the other cookings, and the masalas that we use before this one slide before this. Can you please go to the next?
Abhishek, just the previous slide. I think
Slide 4.
Slide number 4.
Chili. Okay, that's now. Let's go to the next slide. Only there is some.
Yeah, ma'am, there.
And then go to the spice slide. Go to the spice slide. Here I would like to add as I said in the beginning, we have two different religious people in Kashmir, that Kashmiri Muslims and Kashmiri Pandits. I think one slide is there which shows that. And Kashmiri Pandits have slightly different spices in comparison to the Muslim counterparts. The spices that are commonly used, like the fennel seed, of which is called as the song powder, it's just used by the Kashmiri Pandits. And it becomes a main ingredient in most of the dishes to thicken the gravy and to add the flavor. Because next point I've written that we do not use, Kashmiri Pandits do not use and tomatoes in their cooking. So these are excluding side of onion, garlic and tomatoes. Although with the change of the environment, with the change of the time, there has been an incorporation of these things in it. But the basic main dishes of the Kashmir does not have all Kashmiri Pandit dishes does not have onions, garlic and tomatoes. Besides the soft powder, we use dry ginger powder, the red chili powder. I know everybody is using red chili powder, but the Kashmiri chilies are known for its color because they are also less pungent. So our food is very spicy in that way, very oily. We use besides it the dry vegetable spices like condiments like cinnamon, bay leaves, cardamom, cloves. They are adding a pungentness to the dish. There is use of mustard oil. We use mustard in all our cooking. So because the oil should float in the Kashmiri dishes. A dish is incomplete if there is no oil in the dish. So it's a very heavy dishes which we prepare, very spicy dishes. There's generous use of desi ghee. As I said, Muslim cooking style where onions and garlic are used in abundance. Kashmiri Pandits use instead of onion and garlic. Again, health conscious because flatulence has to be taken care of and the health benefits are there. We use more of the hing. So most of the dishes that we cook are having hing in it or asafoetida. Although all the Hindus all over the world are using it, but Kashmiris is using a hing which is in a glue form, which is diluted in water and then added to the dish. We have wari masala that is used. It's the spice cakes that is used. Again, there is a variation between the Muslim wari masala and the Kashmiri Pandit wari masala. Pandit wari masala is flavored with hing, whereas the Kashmiri Pandit Muslim wari masala is flavored with garlic. These are the dried, sun-dried spice cakes, which are added to many ingredients, especially when you are cooking this saag for the. Then we have, besides it, next slide. Kashmiris, as I said in the beginning itself, we have a winter delicacies which we consume, along with mutton, which is throughout the season, vegetables which are available, because in the olden times, because of the transport facilities and so on, most of the vegetables were dried, home dried, or they are available now in the market. So like red chilies, and garlands of these vegetables would be seen hanging in the rooftops of the houses. Apples, tomatoes, turnips with their long leaves. So if the green leaves are not available, the turnips leaves were used, and then brinjals, bottle gourd. We call them as alhach and wanganhach. And there are delicacies, and those I know people who are not Kashmiris, but they have developed a taste for these dried vegetables and they relish it. So it's a delicacy for us, and although there are vegetables, abundance of vegetables available in the market throughout the season, but we make it a point to consume these vegetables in between, whether it's the summer or winter, and we get it from different sources. Then, besides it, we also, Kashmiris also use, I'm giving a general preview of the things, dried fish, which is called as hogad. So, sun-dried fishes or smoked fishes, again, this is a winter delicacy, which were prepared both by Kashmiri Pandits and Muslims. Again, while preparation, while preparing these foods, Kashmiri Muslim would add onions, we would add heen or add fennel seed powder or saunf powder. That would be the difference. Almost the food that we are consuming were almost similar, but only the difference was in the addition of spices. Then there were different types of green herbs which we consume because they were locally available and they are combined with dals, and these green herbs are especially the herbs which are rich in calcium, iron. They are given to the pregnant women, expecting women, older people, and the nutritional value of this again enhances when you're combining with the dals, especially the dal that are consumed by Kashmiris is mostly the moong dal and the rajma. Then there is another thing, I could not get the pictures because I got a very short notice. So I've just listed that. Dried water lily roots, that is boom. This is cooked as such in winter, or it is cooked with dried fish and again relished by everybody. Then another preparation which is mostly consumed by the Kashmiri Muslims is harissa. It's a mutton stewed for a prolonged period. It's almost 6 hours. It's taken mutton pieces. It's almost in the form of a paste that is used. Then dab masala, that's a black beans without grain. And harissa, dab masala, smoked fish would be seen was available to the people on the roadside also. So it was consumed, and while consuming it, they would use local bakery products like roti, which I'm going to touch on to the next slide. The next slide is about the desserts. Kashmiris are not very fond of these sweet foods. And,
there's a problem with this slide. We are running it from the other handle. Okay, go ahead, ma'am, please.
Sweets were not important.
I request.
In Kashmiri cuisine. Hot, spicy food was liked. This was the dried vegetables. Next slide, please. So, although Kashmiri Pandits would prepare some dishes, sweet dishes, especially on religious festivals, birthdays, pujas, and to name them, we had rice kheer, halwa, michi roti, panjiri, and rot. To mention, I put some pictures of the rot. Rot is a sweet, that is where it's a roti, like Neeru Madam and Sanjay ji also have said. They also make a rot. And there's slight difference. In our preparation, we make it, Kashmiri Pandit make it during the Ganesh Chaturthi days. And it's offered to the goddess. These are deep fried, made with refined flour.
Ma'am, I request you to be a little brief, ma'am.
It's made with a refined flour, sugar, dry fruits, and the can I have the dessert slide, please? I'll run through the other slides, but let me have this little bit. Next. Can I have the previous slides?
Abhishek, go to 11 or 12. That's what Madam wanted.
Desserts.
Desserts, yeah.
Slide.
Yeah, 14 it is. Go up. 14. Oh, this is non-veg. So 11.
11.
It should be 11, 11. Up.
At slide 11 it is. Slide 9. Slide 9 it should be. Slide 9.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just wanted to highlight on this because most of the Indian states, we have a lot of people have sweet tooth, but Kashmiris do not have a very sweet tooth. So not many sweets are prepared. I was highlighting on the rot. Rot is a dish which is prepared by the Kashmiris. Two varieties are made. One is the fried, which is offered to the goddess at the time of Ganesh Chaturthi. Then there are baked rots. The picture on the left side, it's a baked rot which is prepared at the time of the marriage of the daughter. So once the daughter goes to the in-laws' place, and after second day or third day, the rot is sent to the daughter-in-law's family. So basically, it is to know about the welfare of the daughter, and because we don't use much of the sweet, so this was used as a sweet that was given, and these numbers would range from 11 to 12 or more, and the size was quite big. So these are the baked rots, and baked rots are even prepared by the Muslims. So Kashmiri Pandits prepared only fried rots as well as the baked, but the Kashmiri Muslims prepare the baked rot. The dish that is prepared by the Kashmiris is shufta. Shufta is a cottage cheese preparation which is made in a sugar syrup and along with the cheese. Then we have firni. It's a rice flour dessert that is prepared, and meetha pulao. It is again a rice preparation as everywhere it is prepared, but this has a lot of dry fruits that we prepare. So because being a place where there is a lot of dry fruits available, although walnuts were not added, this was a dessert which is usually at the moment also served in the marriages. But with the change of the time, with the passage of time, there has been many other things added from the other continents like ice creams and so on. But basically, these were the sweets that were consumed by the Kashmiris. Next slide. Going to the beverages. Kashmir is a cold place. We have our own beverages that we consume, kahwa, which is made with some green tea leaves. There are special green tea leaves which are used, kahwa leaves, and irrespective of whether you are Muslim or Hindu, both consume it. And to this we use cardamom, cinnamon, and almonds. And there is a picture on the left is a kahwa, which is like a beer. It appears like a beer, and it is consumed in the winter anytime. Any guest coming, kahwa is first thing that is served to the person. The meal is incomplete. Day's meal is incomplete without having kahwa.
If ma'am, we are out of time.
Then we have noon chai or sheer chai, that is pink in color, that Kashmiris consume. It's used for digestion, and when you, as a Kashmiri, when we start serving it to the non-Kashmiris, they say it's a soup. Then we have kesar kahwa. Next slide. Next slide, please. Then we have Kashmiri Pandit Thali. I think all of you must have heard of the malu, but what the malus are prepared in the rest of the world, in India, is very different from what we prepare. It does not have onions, it does not have garlic, it does not have tomatoes. It's just the Indian spices that I mentioned, to which are added. I'll be showing the picture. Then there is another yakni, lotus stem yakni, that's a gravy in curd. Salmon kalia or cottage cheese in yellow gravy, salmon rogan josh, sok wangun, it's a brinjal and tamarind, rajma. Rajmas are relished in the marriages, but we also make rajma and turnips. We relish them in winters. Palak nadru, kangach, that is models, that is we talked about, guchia, alhaj, al-yakin, again bottle gourd, nadir churma, it's a French fries of nadru, and Mudar Pulao. I'm rushing through. Next. You have the picture of a Kashmiri thali. Here it is. This is the damalu, the round one. Then we have the yellow paneer. I think Kashmir is the only place where we use a lot of haldi and the dish is completely yellow in color. Next slide. This is again the preparation. Next slide. The non-vegetarian dishes. We have Rogan Josh. Although Rogan Josh is prepared by the Muslims also, but Kashmiris make, Pandits make Rogan Josh without onions, garlic, tomatoes. It is just the basic masala that we
Rojni, I'm afraid that
then we have the minced meat koftas, that is mats. That is. Can we go to the next? Although I had very few slides.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm audible.
This is the list of the main dishes in the Vazwan.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
I just request you to kindly wind it up because we're really running short of time.
Okay, can I have the dish? This is the Vazwan picture. This is predominantly meat preparations in all these. Next.
Mutton everywhere.
It's mutton everywhere. In Vazwan, it's a mutton. Kashmiri Pandits also have mutton in every. Then we have, I think I wanted to add about the local bakery. We have bakeries all over India, but these bakeries are different than the other bakeries. These are called as the local bakeries. And we have these bakery items which are available as per the meal. As you see the pictures, the white one is for the breakfast. So we make the tea and get the roti. Second one is girda, and these all are consumed with butter. So in the last second row, we have the center one, which is again a breakfast. The extreme left and right is for the snack time or tea time. On the top, there is a for the snack time or tea time. On the top, there is a ring roti or ring biscuits roti, which is called as telur, which has sesame seeds on the top. Seeds are used.
Donuts.
Which I wanted to show. These are the Kashmiri bakery products, and every Kashmiri consumes a meal. That's breakfast, lunch, and tea. And if any guest is coming, we serve mutton or meat preparations with these rotis to them. So that's a delicacy that we are offering to people. It's irrespective of religion. Next. So I have a Kashmiri women and the Muslim women, and the cuisine is about the whole state. I had to make it a very brief presentation because there is a lot to be talked about, and only highlight is we are using non-veg foods, whether it's Muslims or Hindus, because if Hindus, like especially I'd like to mention here, marriages, in the marriages we make vegetarian food on the day of marriage, but marriage feast is incomplete without a non-vegetarian food in Kashmiri Pandit family. It has to be pre or post marriage, a non-vegetarian feast has to be there, a complete layout of the non-vegetarian food.
Okay, right, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. We were running short of time, therefore we had to cut short. Sorry for that. Now I would like to move to our next speaker. May I now please request Nilza Lonfoji. She is traditional chef Ladakh, and she'll be sharing the cuisines of prevalent in Ladakh. Over to you, Nilza ji.
Thank you so much, Abhishek ji and Neha ji, for inviting me. I'm sorry to say I'm running out of my net pack. I'm using my mobile data in this thing, so it has been long conversation. So I'll cut it short, and I don't have my PPT presentation. Sorry for that. And
No problem.
So,
Please carry on. Yeah.
okay, thank you so much. So, as a Ladakhi food, it's a very, as you all might know, that Ladakh is a very dry, arid region, desert, and when you come to Ladakh, when you visit Ladakh, you will wonder what grows here, like in terms of vegetables and all. So, our staple food is barley barley flour is milled, and we use in different varieties. Like we have that for the breakfast, and we use this thing wheat bran, all sorts of roughage in our food. So barley is the main staple food of Ladakh, and we eat. Actually, the Ladakhi food is a combination of Tibetan food and Chinese, and also the influence. It has the influence of Central Asia and Kashmir. Oops. And yeah, so we have very minimal. We used to have very minimal vegetable usage in our cuisine. So we have lot of meat usage in because of the cold arid region. We use a lot of meat that is goat meat or lamb or yak meat. So it differs from region to region. Like in eastern part, which is near to the Pangong or Chinese border, they use a lot of yak meat, and it differs to the other region like north, and in the western we use more wheat, more this thing, goat meat and lamb. And earlier it used to have barter trade. Like in the place where I belong, it's called Alchi, and we grow a lot of apricot and apples and all. So we used to barter trade, like with the meat and all. Now the influence has come from other parts like Kashmir and all. Younger generation, they are really keen to have the food from outside places, but actually I'm not getting my point, so sorry. So in terms of vegetable, we have turnips, like the speaker, respected speaker who was talking, who was having this thing, Mrs. Nairojini. She was talking about the collard greens and all. This thing, nol call. So we have nol call in our this thing, vegetable section, and in terms of cereals, we have buckwheat, which is very nutritional, and we have foxtail millets in other parts. So yeah, so these things are very what you call playing a very important role in Ladakhi food culture. So but one thing most importantly I would like to tell you that Ladakhi food has given a bad reputation from the visitors from outside, because they found it really tasteless, because we use very minimal spice. We don't use a lot of outside spices. We used to have salt and pepper in the beginning, in the this thing. So so the visitors have very bad experience in tasting it. So so many people have, even the locals have what you call giving, kya bolte, sorry, I'm this thing, bad influence to it, and we sorry, I'm kind of this thing fumble and all. So now the our younger generation, they are more switching to the dishes which are from outside Ladakh, like Chinese. Then there are Kashmiri food. Then there are other dishes from the other regions, because there are more restaurants open here. So Ladakhi food has been sidelined, So I have done this. I'm running a restaurant which is based on Ladakhi food, and I'm trying to revive all the dishes which are forgotten. Like I sat with my mom and grandmother, revived all the forgotten dishes of Ladakh and bring it on this thing. And I opened a restaurant. And now the people have understand the value of Ladakhi food culture, and what has people forgetting about the Ladakhi thing in terms of ingredients, in terms of their staple food. And we use a lot of milk dairy products like cheese, and so our cheese is different, yet another this thing, very staple in the at the same time very delicious. And we use more brothy this thing, soupy. Baba is a dish which is the mixture of four cereal ingredients. Like there is a very particular black bean milled into flour and mixed with barley and other two ingredients, and we boil it, and we used to have it with lassi and curd. And there are skew and chutagi, which is made out of coarse atta, the wheat flour. And we use we make a soup, stew kind of this thing, broth, and in that we put the pasta. It's similar to the pasta, but it's made out of whole grain atta, and we cook it in that stew using very minimal spices, and more usage of vegetable and meat, and which keeps which keeps the body very warm. And there are many kind of soups from barley and wheat flour. So yeah, and in terms of fruits, we have apricot. Sorry. Yes, Neha ma'am. Are you?
Yes, LCP. I was just trying to intervene. So I just requesting you to kindly wind up a little sooner.
Okay. I'm already running out of my internet pack. So these are the dishes. Sorry, I don't have PPT presentation. Otherwise, I would have explained it in much elaborated, much more this thing. So yeah, in short, I would say, like Ladakhi food is very in taste it's bland, but in terms of nutritional value and other goodness, it has loaded with all the goodness, and nutritional value is very high. So yeah, thank you. I would like to wind up.
Thank you, Nilzaji, for sharing your experiences and Ladakhi food culture, local ingredients, and staple food you have told us in very brief. Thank you very much. Now, we have some industry experts with us. I would like to quickly move to Nikhil ji to share some of his insights. Very quickly, please, Nikhil ji.
Hello, thank you so much. I've been listening to all of this, and I was working while I was listening to most of this. But yeah, I really enjoyed listening to everybody, especially Sanjay ji, Chandan ji, who is from Tamil Nadu. We are here in Jammu, and I'm running a health food a delivery kind of a concept here. And apart from this, I am very interested in the overall the tourism scenario that's been developing here in Jammu and Kashmir. Being from this place, I love Jammu. The region specifically, Kashmir is beautiful though, but my roots are here in Jammu, so I have always felt that there is a deeper connection between people and food and the places that we go to. I mean, like you go for 7-8 days to a place like Jammu and Kashmir, maybe 10 days. It's not enough, I say. I mean, you got to spend at least 2 days in one particular region to be able to see that place. How is it happening? I'm talking about deeper tourism, not just Vaishno Devi touch kiya and then wapas aage karke. And then the food that we offer has so much of variety. Like I remember, I think Neetu ji was saying that I wonder ki kisne kaha ki there's so much so less. I was browsing through my album and I saw pictures of ingredients which I think most of us have not. Like kalari, somebody mentioned, it has a connection between a European style of cheese making and us also. There is another ingredient which people missed out, a unique one called trimuru. Timru gives you that it's used in chutney. It's a seed, a berry rather, and when you put it in any chutney, it makes your mouth crackle with, it's like some firecrackers happening in your mouth and gives you a very unique nutty taste to the whole dish. So what we did, I mean, from the perspective of taking out this local cuisine to the larger audience called the youth, because if they're not takers, I don't think we'll have the cuisine sailing through. But my previous speaker, Alchi Kitchen, I really was glad to know that how she revived the older cuisine. I mean, that's been there in her family. I think this is what the attempt has been from our side, to be able to get food ingredients from our side of the land and put them into some modern cuisine. I mean, some examples that we tried doing here was that the biryani that we know of, most of the regions of India have their own biryanis, whether it's Awadh or Hyderabad or Chennai or Calcutta. But we never had something of this sort in Jammu. I mean, like, there's nobody knows Jammu for a biryani. So we thought that हमारे यहाँ पे mutton तो अच्छा बनता है, because being pahadi, we get good quality lamb and goat, which is grazed on the higher reaches, and the taste is so amazing that sometimes when you come in, you actually feel like it's a game meat that you're having, not just a farm meat that you're having. So we used to make mutton in a recipe which used anardana and amchur, which is the dried mango powder, and make it a khatta meat. And if a meat is so tasty, you can very well make biryani out of it also. So we tried making biryani, khatta meat biryani, and we served it with anardane ki chutney. Anardana is again an ingredient that's available here. What I mean to say is that, bringing out the local cuisine in a way that's more acceptable to the larger audience, which makes business sense, also would encourage people to, put out outlets or, food kiosks which are local to the place, yet international to the experience. I mean, that's what we mostly want. Somebody who travels from, let's say, Chennai, if he comes here and says that, I've had enough of Jammu ka food, it's awesome, but I still miss my sambar. We need to have those kind of food exposures for the audience, I mean, the tourists, so that they can feel at home. I mean, at least 1 or 2 cuisine dishes from their cuisine should be there, apart from our own cuisine. And the amalgamation works very well. Sometimes making sambar with the dal that's been, that you're getting from Chennai, and of course, ab Jammu ki agar aap dal use karoge, it might not taste the same, but it's okay. I mean, like, for Jammu people, they will not appreciate the way the sambar or any chutney is made. Largely speaking, they might not appreciate the way it's made in Tamil Nadu. But the way it's been happening in Jammu, if we use the ingredients in the right quantities and mix them to be able to give them an experience, that's where they get the exposure, and our own ingredients also get highlighted. Ki aapne rai mustard is very well used in Jammu also. I mean, it's grown extensively, mustard and sesame. So ingredients that contain those dishes and yet international in, let's say the origin, for example, hummus uses only garlic.
I think there's a very valid point that Nikhil is making is regarding, Because when we talk about the industry and how it's not just the government or the cultural, I would say, organizations that are playing a part in preserving the local flavors. I think the industry in its own very unique way. That was the whole point of including Nikhil in this particular webinar, because how the industry is, making its way towards, for attracting more of the local people, the local, foodies or, the general audience by having more of the local flavors. I think that's one thing that Nikhil has been doing in his work also. Thank you, Nikhil. I think we can also move to the next speaker, Malvika ji.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And I loved listening to everyone. I'll still be there on the call.
If Malvika is there,
I'm here. Yeah, hi. Good afternoon,
Malvika is, I
everyone.
think, Malvika is also, she's an assistant professor in the Jammu University, but I'm also told that you're a food blogger and you've been writing a lot about the street food. So could you just very briefly, because we have...
I'll make it very brief because I have to take a class.
All the different regions of Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Tamilnadu. So just very briefly, you could tell us how the street food is, how is it preserving the natural, the local flavors of a particular place, in particular information about Jammu.
So thank you so much, Nehaji, and all the other speakers. It was phenomenal listening to everyone, and I had a great time. Very informative and insightful. And of lately, I've been working on street food culture, especially of Jammu. And I have been a traveler, so I'm a travel blogger and a food blogger and blogger. And somewhat what Alichi, she mentioned from the Alichi kitchen and what Nick was talking about, it is an amalgamation of the two things. I'm also trying to bring the street food of Jammu into the national purview. So I've created a YouTube channel wherein I'm showcasing the entire street food of Jammu. And there are many things which we haven't actually hinted about in this presentation, which in a couple of presentations that have happened. And I'm going to talk very briefly about it. We also use Katlamma and Feni, just to add. And there's a very famous shop, which is a very, very, very old shop. It's, I think, some 80, 90-year-old shop. It's called Jallian Di Hatti, which sells a very special kind of Katlamma, which is made with khoya. So, and it's stuffed inside the Katlamma, and women usually eat a lot of Katlammas and Fenis during before Karwa Chauth fast begins. So it's a part of our cultural heritage, and especially in Jammu, at 4 o'clock with the noon chai, which everyone has mentioned, or the desi chai, which we usually call it, it's very heavy and a very healthy combination in order to keep you fully filled for the rest of the day, so that you can keep up with the fast. And also there is a tradition of aam papad and anardana churn here in Jammu, which is sold on the streets. And there's this very famous and a very old shop, which is around 70 years old shop in the Raghunath market, which is called the Sardar Ki Hatti. And it prepares this very there's this guy who prepares this churn, and it's called the anardana churn, which gives you the chatkila flavor. And it drives you into this entire history of what anardana is, and the beauty of anardana, and of course dry the amchur powder and everything, the other spices that are added, so which is also a part of our food heritage in here. So street food primarily brings in the food which we cook inside our homes outside on the streets. And this keeps up the entire food culture or the heritage of a particular region. I have come to Jammu after 15 long years because I did my PhD from JNU and all my degrees there. So moving to Jammu was a great delight for me, and working on food culture was something which really amused me more. And because I'm a sociologist, so exploring the street and the street culture was one thing that I've always loved the most. And food, when added, to the whole thing, it just enhanced the value of the entire exploration. So I also discovered kimb, which is made in here, which is also sold on the streets. Kimb, of course, as everyone said, you have to keep the smoked charcoal in, and you have to prepare it that way. And kimb is basically the citrus medica, which one of the persons also indicated the name. And you add in a lot of mint and different spices to it, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, people who are planning to visit it from Tamil Nadu or UP, Madras, Bengal, anywhere, Mumbai, Delhi, you're all going to love it. And it's something which is very specific to a Pahadi region of Jammu, and some parts of Himachal Pradesh also you get kimb. But it's an absolute delight. And apart from that, on the streets, you would get colocasia. I'm preparing vlogs on it. And there are a couple of episodes which are already out, which are talking about the food heritage and the food street ki treat. I've called it street ki treat. And it talks about the food culture of Jammu, street food culture of Jammu. And then there's this kachalu, which is the colocasia. It's made with burnt ajwain, and it's absolutely delightful. You will love the flavor of it if you're planning to visit it. And then, nevertheless, we've been talking about it, and what I think Nick was also making a very beautiful homology between Kaladi and some of the European cheese. So I think what I can perhaps relate it with is the fermented cheese can be related with the Magwal cheese. Magwal is very closely, appended with this. So Magwal is amazing. When I tried it in France, I was absolutely flabbergasted that something like this is prepared in Jammu, which is called Kaladi, and Samroli, and there are some other places in Jammu which sells very tasty Kaladi kulchas. And then you can club the Kaladi kulcha with banta, that is the lemonade which is served in a very peculiar way in a very interesting bottle, and with a small banta, that is a small ball that you put on top of it. We used to play with it. I think all of us would have played with it as children. So that's an amazing composition and combination, and a lot of shops in here in Jammu, street shops in here, are selling it. So this is a part of the street food culture or the heritage that we have typically from Jammu. And then I must not miss the Rajma kulcha. So the Rajmas, which I think all the speakers have talked about when it comes to the food heritage of Jammu. These Rajma kulchas are sold on the street of Raghunath Bazar, and it's called the Dabu kulcha. So you put in, the gravy of Rajma on top of these very soft kulchas, and they're absolutely amazing. They're so tasty with a huge dice of paneer on top of it, and you're absolutely going to love it. So it's served with anardana chutney and green chutney. And so also adding to this, there is this Nutri kulcha. So if you go outside, you'll usually see soybean prepared in a very different way. But when you come to Jammu, you'll see a very interesting combination of Nutri with Nutella with, onion, tomatoes and other things, and stuffed in a kulcha and served to you at very nominal prices, 20 or 30 rupees. So what is the most phenomenal thing about the street food culture all over India is, and especially in Jammu, is at nominal prices, you get to taste the street foods. You get to taste the food culture of that particular space, according to the weather conditions or according to the flavors that are available and everything. So I think that's the beauty of it. And you can see perhaps more of it in my vlogs, because I'm also running out of time. I have a class to take. And it was absolutely delightful listening to everyone. There are more foods which I hear, and very interesting achars which also served with the stuffed naans, like the kadam ka achar or gajar ka achar and gobi ka achar, which is kadam is also very typical to J&K, and it's also a great, it's also very spicy and yummy achar. And I should not be, there are a lot of things to talk about, but I'll just keep it very, very brief. Then moving to the Kashmiri street foods, I'm a vegetarian, but then I can just talk about a couple of things that are there. There's this Gad Monje, which is the fish fritters that are served, with very interesting chutneys. So anyone who's fond of street food will absolutely love it. They're very crispy and served almost on every nook and corner. And I think this entire street food or the street food culture is the Gali Kuncha Mohalla culture of India, which I think is very important in some ways. And we usually call it Nandru here in Kashmir. So Nader Monje is one thing, which is the lotus stem fritters. Then there is naan or the rotis and the noon chai, again the pink tea. Pink tea is actually very yummy and served at very small shops everywhere in Kashmir. And then you have these Khand de Gazir and other things, and the firnis there, which are also part of the street food.
Yeah, Balvika, I think I'll have
keeping
to
it here. Keeping it.
Yeah, because although you've very beautifully summed up the street food and how all the local flavors that have been in fact talked about in a lot of the presentations that are actually becoming a part of this street food now, and it's being all the youngsters and people from actually all walks of life, not only youngsters. They're actually taking up to the street food also for those who cannot cook in their own places. So thank you very much for that also.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Abhishek, I think we should just wind up because it's very late, and all the...
Okay, right, ma'am. Thank you.
We'll also have to end. Is additional DG sir with us from Chennai?
No, I just got a message from Kamraj sir. He has left for the meeting. I would be concluding.
Okay.
Yeah, sir was there so far, but he has got a scheduled meeting, so he left just now. So no issues. It's a great effort. Only thing, when we have so many speakers, then 10 minutes should be the rule. Anyway, it's a great experience to all of them who listened. And we have sacrificed our lunch for discussing the cuisines. That's the great thing, ultimately. Anyway, over to you, Abhishek. Great effort.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all of our speakers. I would like to conclude now. Thank you to all of our speakers who could take out time to join us. Starting from Chennai food as presented by Chandanji ji and Neeru ji told about the Jammu cuisines and Dogra cuisines. Nirojini ji told about Kashmiri cuisines. Then Ladakhi food culture was also shared by Nilja ji. I would also like to thank our industry experts, Malvika ji, for sharing their wonderful insights about the food industry. It turned out to be a mouth-watering webinar, I suppose, and very informative. Thank you, everyone, to take out time to attend the webinar and be with us.
Yeah, it was a great coming together of both the ROBs. So thanks everyone for the efforts and thanks for joining.
Thank you.
We will meet further. Thank you all. Thank you, Neha.
Thank you.